Today, our topic is inbound and outbound logistics in supply chain management. But before discussing inbound and outbound logistic, let's first define what the logistic is. Logistic is the part of supply chain management, which is the process of planning and executing the efficient transportation and storage of goods from point of origin to the point of consumption. The goal of the logistics is to meet customers' requirement in a timely and a cost-effective manners. And to achieve this goal, logistic managers usually divide the logistic into two parts, that is inbound logistic and outbound logistic. On the screen you can see that how the inbound and outbound logistics has been divided. It is the inbound is between suppliers and the company, and the outbound is between company and the customer. This is a very simple representation of inbound and outbound logistics. Okay, now let's discuss inbound versus outbound logistic. Inbound and outbound logistics are the two of the most common process to move goods throughout the supply chain. While they are similar in nature, since both involve the transportation of products across various distribution channels, inbound logistic deals with the supply and the outbound logistic fulfill the demand. Inbound logistic brings supply and materials into the business, while outbound logistic deals with the moving goods and products out of to the customers. Both focus heavily on the transportation of goods, but inbound is all about receiving, while outbound focuses on the delivery. Sourcing logistic, receiving logistic, and storage logistic usually categorized at the inbound logistic process, while order processing, fulfillment, and the shipping logistics are categorized as outbound logistic process. But together, inbound and outbound logistic process make up the majority of the business in a supply chain. So, to be successful in business, it is imperative that we should establish these logistics process very effectively throughout the businesses. For our simplicity, we can divide the functions of inbound and outbound logistic as you can see on the screen. So one side is inbound logistic, which is sourcing and procurement, supplier selection, inbound transportation, receiving and quality check, and then material handling. Whereas the outbound logistic is warehousing and storage, packaging and packing, outbound transportation, order fulfillment, and then reverse logistics. Now let's discuss the inbound and outbound logistics step by step. In inbound, the first step is that we find and buy the raw material, that's called purchasing and sourcing. In the second step, we record the purchase order, invoice, and receipts. This is called recording and receipts. So the third step is seller notifies the buyer that goods have been shipped, is called real time information. Then the fourth step is the when the goods arrive, this called load arrival. The last step in inbound logistic is when you receive the goods, check them, and send to the storage. In outbound, the first step is that when we receive an order from our customer, and then the second step is that we start the order processing. We validate order and allocates the product for that particular order. Then third step in the outbound is the replenishment. We reserve inventory, moves to primary storage, and replaces purchased product. The fourth step is that we are picking. Picking means stop pick the products to fulfill the orders. And the next step is that we pack that, we put the order for the loading, and then the next is the loading, and then we have start shipping and documenting the order for our customer.